Oh, cause I did, cause I that. Where were you when I raised him money left and right to feed him and fly him from hospital to hospital? Where were you all? Sitting there talking nonsense, talking about cause I ain't got no integrity. I didn't have integrity when I was feeding Joseph Boakai. Your God, bunch of ungrateful people. Have you heard Joseph Boakai deny that I was raising money left and right to feed him? Have you heard him deny it? He will never deny it because he knows the truth.
So when you go to our new way of because I want to. I'm not criticizing because I want to criticize. I'm criticizing because we said he had a former president who encouraged that. But the Joseph has one of law encouraged them to get the vote over. Yeah. But I will speak because people in sacrifice something our pastor to go spend my whole body to bring him to how we talk. The wrong message of going to be like me. Yeah. I have no regret to vote against Tanzania. When the people don't regret, why are people vote for them? Yes, it's a better place and will be a better place. Yes, sir. Money in the country that we can make for money for outside. So, but we don't want to ignore people here. You say that I'm more focused. We have become more focused. We have become criminals. We put all the money we got for ourselves and leave them out. I want to challenge people along with us. Some people say the money is enough. They're breaking all the law. The law is breaking the law. Go on. You know what people go on? You're going to want to decrease the time. It's that no show. You cannot be a pastor, then you want to run. You cannot be a lawyer, then you fight the law and we break ourselves. Then you say you want to run, then you waste that. You know, for them to come to. But what we can do is not happen again, it will never happen. The only thing is therefore, when the people were there to even say, okay, people, you're not going to say, one person and nobody is wrong. But the system over there is what it is. And the person that needs water and the person that needs we implore our family because we are happy. Because it is the time to be happy. It is not by the time the country is not. It is never by the time the country is not. And with this to follow you, 2029, we may be qualified for the president. Where we will come here and say, what is happening? You should have to appoint a commissioner for sacrifice. What is happening? I will tell you yes, I'll bring one and two one. When you come to the trade.
When you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into suckers. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into a public office? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of groups, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the thing. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when by dint of choice we enable and allow our men and women to serve in different areas. I've had it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've had it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've had it said about Japan. I've had it said about other countries. But there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followers. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers also style out. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to teams. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say release Barabbas. When Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual nature that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, if the two executive orders, the dogs let out, so to speak, what followed was the dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence 80 years prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the post-seal indictment to its handler, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brendan Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and now Prosecutor James C. Joseph, U.S. Army, 20 years unconventional special operations, Chief of Prosecutions, SCSF. Alan White, 30 years Defense Intelligence, recalled from retirement, head of investigations, Special Court of Sierra Leone. Stephen J. Rapp came on board as chief prosecutor for a short time experience from Capitol Hill, where he served with the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee sometime before. It came as no surprise to me that as a reward of sorts, Stephen Rapp's diligence in the execution of U.S. foreign policy objectives through these ad hoc tribunals, he was appointed U.S. ambassador allied for war crimes issues. In support of the contextual framework of politics, on February 2006, Lieutenant Colonel David Green, prosecutor, appeared for U.S. Congress Subcommittee on Africa, Defense Exhibit D404, and spelled out in clear terms the decision taken in support of regime change in Liberia and what needed to happen to solidify that process. There was little mention, if any, in his testimony about Sierra Leone. And here is what he said. I posted that 5 years from now, when the international community is challenged by other places, Taylor in Calabar, under the protection of Nigeria, make his point. We will as Taylor financially down wearing all of it. Please, over to the pressure. You listen is not out of the way. How do we assure seriousness? The answer ultimately is what we do about Taylor makes us a one of the state of Nigeria, the new administration. Trained Sierra Leone for this kind of yes, the local and regional and international and political support not even Nigerian President George
Bush Farmers to bring Nigeria need to our
The people who are so good, the people like to us, the government between us.
You know, as a football follower, at times when you see the scores in the different games, especially you feel sorry for those who are accustomed to betting
The thing we saw it.
because the things are so unpredictable. And it, Junior brother always say to me, "Mind your betting, how is the prediction high?" And nobody think that nobody expected that Aston Villa will be will have scored 2 goals under 57 minutes between Aston Villa and PSG. I'm sure nobody also thought that Borussia Dortmund will be leading Barcelona 2-0 tonight.
People like to us, the government between us.
But again, that's the game.
No one could trust.
And yes, sure. At the moment is 56 minutes is Borussia Dortmund 2, Barcelona 1.
Where are they going?
So if all of these games end as they are, it means Paris Saint-Germain will qualify on a 5-4 aggregate
What the government?
because currently Aston Villa is 3 and Paris Saint-Germain 2.
No what?
So the aggregate now is 5-4. So Aston Villa just need a goal or 2 goals.
You got nothing.
And it's just 39 minutes. So Aston Villa, needs 2 goals to qualify over Paris Saint-Germain. So if Arsenal can win tonight, if Aston Villa can win 5-2 tonight, it means Aston Villa is going to qualify or advance to the next stage because she currently leads 3-2. So the general aggregate now is 5-4 between Aston Villa and Paris Saint-Germain. The project need 2 more goals. So.
People like to us, the government between us. Oh, yeah? Okay, let's go.
But that's the beauty of the game. And so Dortmund will need additional 3 goals, at least to advance them to extra time. What a football, boy. Dortmund score additional 2 goals.
The government between us.
I see my man Anthony Steve. I don't know whether he's supporting Barat or he's in favor of Dortmund qualifying. But I know he supports Barcelona tonight. But whatever the case is, I can imagine how my man Oliver Kahn is so terrible tonight. I know they're scared tonight. But whatever the case is, folks, that's what football is. The entertainment, the shocks, the fear, the bravery to face the bigger ones in terms of rating over the younger ones. Let me say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. A good morning, good afternoon, good evening to those of you in the diaspora. Our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the show. Just a lot to talk about. Yes, the Nima by-election, more developments continue to surface the Nima from Nima County that we cannot ignore. We have to talk about them. We have a video that we are going to play that was recorded somewhere in Nima, where a driver
You got nothing to show. Nothing. So,
driving one of the vehicles believed to be owned by Jeremiah Cohn, vice president of our country, is threatening to run into citizen supporters who are believed to be of native Gongwe. The CDC has issued another statement, and the statement is concerning the by-election in Lima. We are going to read that statement for you.
the people like us.
And we have a message for the Ministry of Public Works tonight concerning the company that is doing the road bridge-to-bridge project. Especially there's huge emphasis being placed between the Freeport to Seontown or Lokitan corridor. I think they're doing a great job, but there are other observations that we have to flag tonight
Let us go.
that the Ministry of Public Works officials can take note, because I'm told they provide general technical supervision and monitoring over that project and all other projects taking place across the country.
Why is you alive? The citizens of we
Today I saw on Punch FM page an article published on their page accusing the Assistant Minister for Arms,
use us a little bit.
Carlos Edison, and engaging into illicit money and protecting Chinese engaged into illicit money in the 2D era. And I thought to elevate this to claim the attention of the Ministry of Mines and Energy, even though I have a reservation with the article published by Punch FM. Folks, that's the size and shape of the show tonight. We place emphasis. Yesterday we told you, gave you a note, right? We told you to go and do small reading about economic reasoning. And we said that's how we are going to start the show tonight. Economic reasoning. And we are going to use that in the context of public finance, placing emphasis on the Nima County by-election to advance our argument why an incumbent representative should not be or cannot be the right choice for a country that is struggling to even fund the very by-election that is taking place in Lima. And so, yes, today is Tuesday. The cash giveaway is active. All you have to do, make sure you have $100 Liberian on your Lone Star Cell mobile money account or its equivalent in US dollars, which is going to be something around 70 cents. And so once you have that, you are qualified. Just dial *799 *11 and send. When you do that, when you send, options will appear before you. Option number 1 will ask you to play in US dollars, and option number 2 will ask you to play in Liberian dollars. Whichever option you enter, you send, and then you enter your mobile money password. That's all you have to do tonight to play the cash giveaway and be among our lucky winners here tonight. I will keep checking. Moment we hit, the moment the transaction hits 70, we're going to do our first draw to give out $4,000 Liberian tonight. Our loyalty bonus is also here. We're going to send $1,000 to some of our regular players. So we'll call them to confirm whether they have received the money. This show is proudly sponsored by Crime Stopper Liberia. For the same time, very shortly we take a break from our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia. When we come back, we go to our Facebook Live to welcome those of you who've joined the political fellowship tonight. This is Freedom FM. This is Freedom Hard Talk. My name is Osti Kawa. Welcome to the only political fellowship on radio at this time.
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take out of your head for the right authority. That they can't take care of it. Come stop by here for us. Bring the secret to your door. Whether you reach or you go. If you see any motherfucker, I mean you church. No way for safety. If you see it, don't keep it. My call to report. The people bringing safety to your door. Stop it and make it easier than before. Stop to Liberia, from the center to interior. Stop keeping us in the stopping grounds for all of you. Stop the people bringing safety to your door. Stop it and make it easier than before. Stop to Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us in the stopping grounds for all of you.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your old self, old man Sam Simon.
I'm stuck up, we go bring safety to the door. I'm stuck with my and make it before than before. I'm stuck in Liberia, from the center to interior. I said the stopping feel for all of us. The people bringing safety to your door. I'm stopping and make it before than before. Stop in Liberia. From the center to interior, I said the stopping ground for all of
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Somebody say me tell you, man. If Dortmund get any Barcelona 2 forcing them to either a draw that could push them into an extra time. If Aston Villa can be leading Paris, I mean 3-2 tonight, just pushing for another goal to push Paris into extra time. Just 70 minutes gone. And what's about Real Madrid? It means anything is possible in football. For tonight's results, trust me, anything is possible. And Madrid has proven over the years that they can perform any miracle, any magic in football. Okay, so yes, Vinicius Junior Ba has shown us Abu Bakar Sharif, one day, Arnold Taylor, Awudo, Awudu, 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 G. Woody, or Wellington, whatsoever the last name is. Dumont Hill. Gentlemen, thanks to all of you for joining the show tonight. Victoria, Balu, Success, Milton, Mohammed, Asada Mira, Chiklon, Chaklon, Chaklon, Chaz, something from Yekepa, CDC Pape, Success, Keita, Goff Faya, Thomas Livingston. Thanks to all of you, gentlemen, for joining the show tonight. It's to have all of you under our voice behind this microphone tonight. So, yes, let's move into other stuff. So, we were saying to you, we were telling you about the cash giveaway. Yes. So, they are our partner. And so, we are under legal and professional obligation to talk cash giveaway. Every day we come here because we are in partnership with them. So tonight's payout is $4,000. Like I said to you, all you have to do, make sure you have 100 Liberian dollars on your mobile money account, or you can have it in the equivalent to US, which is 70 cents in US dollars. Once you have that, you are qualified to pay the cash giveaway. And and uh, no, and you're qualified to play the cash giveaway. So all you have to do, make sure that star 799 star 70 hash. Like I one guy in the city of which area, that guy always asks me every time the guy asks me, what's the short code? So I started calling him short code. I started calling him short code. So every time, every time the guy sees me, chief, they say, chief, say, oh man, what is short code? What is short code? What is short code? So I started calling him. So I started calling the guy short code or short code. So the guy said, so every time he sees me, he says short code. So the short code to play the cash game away tonight is just make sure you have $100 Liberian on your low star mobile money account, or it's equivalent in US dollars is 70 cents. Once you have that, that you dial star 799 star 7. Sorry, we may have distracted me, man. Yeah, sure. Sure. Uh, okay. Now you see video. Oh, you're saying I already got a video. Uh, you're sending the video. You see the video on him, uh, so once you have the let's announce the short code for the cash giveaway, and then we can move on to the politics, right? So I was saying to you, my phone is before me, and I want to play along with all of you. So we start doing the job from 70. Okay, from 70 transaction. Oh, but we are not waiting. So once the transaction reach 70, we start doing the jobs and all of that for you tonight. So we can move on. So from 70 up, we start giving you your $4,000. 70 transaction, your 4,000. 70 transaction, your $4,000. So I think we're already at stuff. So we have more to go. So all you have to do, like my phone, you see here, take my phone, and that star 7 and star 70 hash. Those of you watching, you see the circle, star 7 star 70 hash. Then I'll enter. When I enter, in seconds, if you need reading, you see the two options here. Two options will appear on your phone. Option number one is telling you play US dollars. Oh, yeah, sorry, I missed the code. Star 7 star 11. Sorry, that the 70 that the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday jackpot code there. Wednesday, Thursday jackpot code at 70, Friday at 7, and all that. So sorry, I missed it. So it's star 7 star 11, then add enter. So in seconds, see, it has read already. These are the two options. Option number one is asking you to whether you want to play in US dollars. You see 70 cents. And option number two is asking you whether you want to play in Liberian dollars. See 100 LD. So assuming I want to play in LD, I'll enter number two. Two, you see the two, then I send. I do that. It asks me to enter my mobile money password. For me, I can't enter my mobile money password because I'm not qualified to play the giveaway. But for those of you who do not work here at Freedom FM, you are all qualified to play. So once you enter your mobile money password, it's a bingo for you. A potential winner, just put it to be called. First day you will receive your $4,000 instantly. Instantly. We will only call you to confirm that you have received the money. That's the only reason why you will see us calling you. But your $4,000 come to your account instantly. Okay? So that's it. Now let's move on to our politics. Like I said, once the transaction reach 17, I'll do the first of all of you. So the CBC has issued a statement. Even though I said we're going to start the show tonight with this reasoning note I gave you, but since it's going to fall, since it's premised on the Dima County by-election, we will begin that conversation with this thing about the economic reasoning thing I'm talking about. Because I will see 3 or 4 calls today from folks. Don't forget, oh, you gave us note, you gave us Samuel also waiting for you. So yes. Uh, The government is doing the road, the bridge to bridge is continuing. Uh, the bridge to bridge project from the Baton Bridge to the St. Paul River Bridge, a project that was initiated by the CDC government. I hate to mention that, but we have to do so. We are compelled to do so because radio should not avoid the facts. Radio should not be afraid to engage or venture into communicating the facts or making reference to the facts. And so, a project that was commissioned by the CDC government to pave the road and rehabilitate certain corridors from the Vatan Bridge straight to the Simple Bridge. And so, that project got started. A significant portion, I'm told, about over 65 to 70% of the fundings were secured by the government. That's why you saw the government started doing the those covets that were lying on the sidewalks around the free food areas. In the same time, you saw those concrete covets that were on the side. And at a particular point in time, the government started doing rehabilitation works and also doing assessment works along between the pattern corridors and to Lokinta and then Thomas Bridge and then straight into Football Bridge. That's where you saw all of those houses, the structures on the waist are in the perimeter of where the road is going to be paved. All of those structures act removed and all of that. So all those markings took place and compensations were necessary also were paid under the CDC government and then the UP government, thanks to them, they came in, took over from the CDC, and they are continuing the project in a satisfactory form and manner from the technical perspective. So those of us who are that are engineers, uh, who've been talking to them, or driving along the way, and see these observations that might appear minor to us, but they play a significant role in controlling the flow of traffic. And this has to do with the lack of communication or adequate communication to road users, us who are using the roads, especially the corridor there where the current active road works are taking place. The last time I experienced a situation, I think I came here and spoke about it, and I placed a call to the system minister at the Ministry of Works. And he said, yes, it's a salient observation, and thanks for communicating this with us. We're going to reach out, to the engineers or the construction company to, ensure that what happened, they didn't get it. And it's the water, during the dry season, we see the water truck that usually spill or splash water on the road. No, there's no public notice. Maybe you're in a keke or you're on a motorbike or you're in your car with your windshield down. The truck is just there splashing water randomly, and the water will spill over into the vehicles or the keke or the motorbike. People will get dirty, people will get wet. I mean, that kind of disorganized form, that kind of arrogant way. And so I became a victim and I decided to call a colleague at the Ministry of Public Works. He said, oh, yeah, we took note and we are going to communicate with the company. At least if you're doing water works, put in, a notice ahead, only about 10 or 15 feet, you know, ahead. So those are the road users to be in and know that, oh yeah, there's a water work ongoing ahead of you. So please keep your windshield up and blah 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 and all of that. So the road users to be in and know that there's water work ongoing ahead of the driver, especially. Then you keep your windshield up. Or you detour or since water work is ongoing and the keke do not have windshields, the motorbikes do not have shields, so detour. So it becomes an option to either detour for the water that is being splashed, or you stop the traffic, the flow of traffic, to allow the water trucks to go ahead, I think about 50 feet ahead, and then you easily or slowly control the traffic. As the truck is moving, at least stay in between the vehicles, and then you start to allow the vehicle to go slowly, move slowly. So the vehicle people in the keke cannot get wet, People on the motorbike don't get what, you know. And so I now observe that since I called that assistant minister friend, whose name I would not want to mention here. And then since then, I have not noticed that until we enter the rainy season. So say kudos to them. At least have a team at the Ministry of Public Works that seems to be listening to observations or concerns that come from the public. I must applaud them. Also tonight, I'm bringing another observation again. You know, when you just sit down and imagine you speeding your way to work to catch up with maybe a meeting, and then you reach around local just around when you have the, I think it's a moto, and then you have, it used to be Toyota, but I think it's Sika moto now. And then you have to turn around to pass through Lokitan Broad Street, and then use the Carousel to get on the main road to go to town because there's no notice, no notice for detour, anything is happening there. So you stay in the traffic for over 30 minutes, 45 minutes, in some places, 1 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes plus, you sit in the traffic. Just to approach the roadwork, you see that at the, they are comparing the rocks. I'm not familiar with that engineering work. Either they're comparing the works or they have this heavy duty machine that can normally use the most rolling over the dust, the rough work, the rocks mixed with the deck that they're trying to compact, you know. And so it causes a lot of delay or traffic there. You hardly see police officers there to control the flow of traffic. There's no road sign, nothing at all from the construction company that if there is even telling you to detour, what have you. Now, in some cases, when there is a notice from the construction company, maybe it will be about maybe 1 foot between where the work is taking place and the vehicle. You should have, maybe you have already in the traffic for 30 minutes or 1 hour just to reach to the destination where the work is taking place, and they're telling you construction work ongoing. Either detour or turn around. They don't have to even tell you to turn around. You have to turn around by yourself. So I beg you, public works. I know that I'm aware that you have an engineer that is either an engineer team or engineering team that is supervising most of your major projects, especially the one I'm talking about, the Seontan corridor. Please, your engineers will have to also consider effective communication. Effective communication. And my man Benjamin Myers, I want to assume he's listening because he's a regular listener to the show. I hope you all can take note. Effective communication. At least pedestrians or road users should be in the know that there is a work ongoing lead to traffic or the slow traffic. So I'm coming from Rovio, coming from Rovio, and pushing the Logina steamer. If I see that notice around the Logina steamer, I can detour into Logina, use the Logina Broad Street, and I don't have to come outside to Seonta. I just continue left to Green Carroll and get on the drive on the freeway and go to town. Now, I saw a guy, the man was cursing, he was angry. The guy has spent over 45 minutes in the traffic from Logina to Astika Moto. Just to get there, the guy realized that there's a road work ongoing, there's no communication, no notice. The guy had to turn around to pass Lokitan. He passed inside Lokitan, and then he chose to go right. So he went inside Lokitan, get to the main entrance, turn right to go back to work, stay on time, where you have the people there, place there, and then continue going. He reaches to the main entrance that Bola and Jimmy Carroll. They have this heavy concreted pillow blocking the entrance, meaning no car coming inside, no car outside. They block it because of the road work. They got no notice, nothing. The guy had to reach there and turn around, go back. So he came back and just got angry and just crossed. Then I saw it. Also, I'm a man. Man, what kind of country is so? So he explained. You could see the frustration in the guy. Imagine taking up to 2 hours just to reach a particular point, and then you have to turn around to use your own to establish your own detour, and then get to the next point. Then you have to turn around again, continue going on the other side. With no communication, no public notice. Yes, you're not the only one. People going. Maybe I have the statement and I say, if you are coming from, if you are passing through Lokita and you go to Freeport, do not pass into Lokita and turn right, turn left, because the police is there, but the police is not telling you to turn left. They're not directing traffic. They're standing there, so steady, and you see people going right, and they have to go right, reach to the intersection, you turn around to go get used the Somali drive. When the road was not going and the road is blocked. How the hell in the world block an entrance to major route? No notice to the public. There is no notice for detour. And a major route is blocked because good thing is happening there. The work that is ongoing are good thing, but communicate to the public because there are road users too. The roads are not closed. Those corridors are not closed. When you are closing those corridors or major corridors because of the work ongoing, which is not a bad thing everywhere in the world, but you communicate, you set notices that people who using the road will be able to honor, hey, if you get to looking down, there's no work ongoing. You allow yourself to go and sit in the traffic or you detour inside looking down. You get to looking down, the moment you pass, the moment you get to the end of the road, there it should be another detour left, instructing you to go left because if you go right, you will have to turn around because that road is blocked, that entrance is blocked, or exit point is blocked. So you will not be able to exit that route. So just continue the detour notice for those who are using the road to be able to tell you, say, hey, this is what's happening. Stay on time, right? Stay on time. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, exactly. You use this. You are a victim, right? So imagine somebody coming from inside looking at every road. You rolling, they come. You want to come back outside to use the stay on time. Yeah, that's not stay on. Yes, that's stay on time to people stay on time intersection. There. Coming from Jimmy Carroll, from Logan Town to Jimmy Carroll, and then going outside to stay on time. Where if people swat there, the road is blocked. The entrance or exit, depending on the direction you're coming from, is blocked. No communication, no notice, nothing at all. You embarrass the person because the person didn't have any prior notice, any knowledge that place is blocked. So we can be doing things, we want to do the good things, we celebrate it. With the public works ministry, I think she's very effective with maintaining most of the major corridors, looking down corridor between the Kawe, intersection, all this Momotan West that we used to complain about. Oh, that road used to be this. We all used to complain about that road. Yes, this government has done well, to maintain that corridor and all of that. I have to say that. So, but when you're doing it, when you're doing this, also you have to consider, road users, the comfort of road users. So you have to communicate with them, so you don't overburden them, embarrass them too, and all of that. So I thought to share that with the Ministry of Public Works people, and hope they will take note and communicate with the company that is doing the work, between the that place there, so we can be able to know what to do. And the people from looking down are also texting me too. And I had to experience that when the government was doing the road corridor between that space right before Abu Kamara house there. It happened to me. They blocked the entire road, no car moving, coming from the garage, everywhere speedy. I go see the concrete concrete covers all blocked on the road. I had to turn around Just imagine I had to turn around after driving from way down there just to reach around my place. I had to turn around. No notice. When they open Abu Kaparasa at the main entrance, also getting on the main Lokitan Road, the intersection of Lokitan Broad Street to the main Lokitan Road there, they were doing small work around there again. They blocked the road again. No communication, no notice. People had a kind of, oh, the road down, the road down. You see the government, turn around, the road down. I say, hey, Labura, welcome to Labura. Turn around, the road down. Today again, I will say again. I saw somebody telling me, turn around, the roadblock. So if you don't see anybody telling you, turn around the roadblock, you will not turn around. But sorry, it sounds funny or comical, but it is serious. We have to, hey, we have to upgrade. We have to upgrade. Okay, so that's it, folks. Yes, yeah, okay. At least the Ministry of Public Works will say thank you for the observation. We are listening and we're taking note. Good, no issue. Thank you to YouTube followers for listening to. We move. We move on. Okay, so let me play you this audio video. It's a video actually, but our system right now cannot allow us to play the video. So uh, okay, uh, so let's talk about this. There's something happening in this country that I think we want to call on all of media institutions, all of media networks to join us in pressuring the government to take action. And I personally, I'm going to reach out to other talk show or radio people who, especially talk shows. We have to pressure the government to take action, decisive action. But what are we talking about? You see, this thing about this money in our country has significantly undermined economic growth. It has undermined the potential of our revenue, which is a component of the package when we talk economic growth. That it is a money as well. It comes to mind that without prejudice, it seems that nobody or the authorities have not been too strong. If they have been strong, they've not been too strong enough to take decisive political action or to muster the political will and the moral high ground to put an end to illicit money in our country. At times, we want to ask him. I tried reaching out to the minister today. Probably he was busy. I'm still waiting for his text because normally when I call him and he misses my call, he calls back. When I text him and basically he will return, he will reply the message. But today, by the screen that he has not replied, but I'm sure he's going to reply or call back. So I tried reaching out to the minister. Uh, if there's a if there is an action or there is a program for illicit money, a program that discourages illicit money in our country, that requires our help, our assistance to the government. For us, we are willing to help the Ministry of Mines to ensure that if it has to do with communication or airing a radio program that will talk about that will campaign or advocate against illicit money in the country, that will have people from the different communities who are having issues, to come on the radio, bring them here to talk about illicit money activities that are taking place in their communities. Whatever we can do. So that I was telling my, I think it's hard time that we start to do something. Let's see whether the government will muster the political will. Because in my mind, based on my research and experience, I think I don't want to tie this thing to, square it on corruption. No, I think there is a lack of political will to take decisive action against illicit minors, especially especially in the case where foreigners will leave their countries and come here to illegally mine our gold and our diamond. It does not make sense. I'm still struggling to find a political justification or administrative or economic justification, you know, that I will accept, that will be acceptable to my audience from the government. Every time we come, we talk these things, it does not appear like it appears that people are listening. You know that people are listening, but they are not taking action. Imagine, just imagine that Cody, right here in Muslim, the home, the home of the capital. Todi, I think just a few steps away from Clinton. The superintendent of Muslim is down there. The soup of Muslim, my own is there. The minister of mines, right here, Puse Koto. A good thing about it is that Punch FM, that their own platform. Punch is their own platform. So good thing that their own people reporting about illicit money. Their own people. That's a good thing. Yes, I want to talk about this thing, but let me conclude on this one. Now, small thing we can be on my people. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just let me set the agenda for honor. Yeah. So it's good that their own people are the ones we put illicit money and putting it to corruption. Let's re-estimate what they are reporting. Illicit Chinese miners destroying Pentor as mines just reportedly pocketed 15,000 to protect them. 15,000 now to protect. You know how much one carrot will cost you? And you take 15K. They said, as reported earlier, Punch FM can independently confirm using the walls. Now, Carlos Edison is listening tonight, is following the show. Malik is eating up the photo of the show. As reported earlier, Punch FM can independently verify or confirmed that illegal money activities in Bentao City perpetrated by Chinese nationals under the protection of a state minister for mines, Carlos Edison, gradually destroying the land and depriving national government millions of dollars. Our team visited the various mining sites on Tuesday and discovered that the illicit mining activities have completely damaged the land space, making it impossible for the youth camp in to continue operations. Residents in the area are disclosed. The area disclosed that the Chinese national commonly referred to as Alex allegedly leads the money sent from Senator Creighton Duncan, who acquired the site under a Class C money license to be operated by Liberians only. And that's the thing about it. That's the portion about it that's disgusting. How come Chinese money operating under Class C license? you know, but again, our investigation uncovered that the Chinese national is providing kickbacks to the Assistant Minister for Mines, Carlos Ivan Edison, to control or conceal the information while he extracts millions of dollars from the national. Why? 15,000 they pay the people, or taking the kickbacks will result into millions. While he extracts millions of dollars from the natural resources. It was also disclosed that the Chinese nationals are involved in drugs trafficking and resulting to increased criminal activities. Months ago, Assistant Minister for Mines, Carlos Edison, led a raid at the mining site and arrested the excavator. The machine was later released to the Chinese national after a cash of 10K was exchanged. Our Carlos Edison, these are grave allegations. I'm not going to continue with them until I can establish contact with the Ministry of Mines and the teams involved. But yes, what is the reason why I decided to flag? The first thing is I don't need anybody to tell me that it is possible. I don't need anybody to tell me. It is not possible in my rational thinking. It is not possible that one man, one assistant minister can conspire with Chinese to carry on illicit mining activities in Bedok. That's not possible. So that portion of the other of this thing written by Pons is not making sense. It's not reasonable. It's not, I mean, it's just not, it's not believable. The Ministry of Mines has, I think, 3 or 4 deputy ministers, if I'm correct, and somebody could correct me. I know they have deputy minister for administration, deputy for mines, deputy for operations. So that deputy for operations, deputy for administration, deputy for mines. I don't know whether they have deputy for real, but if they have deputy for real, then that's cool. So, but they have enough deputy minister, I think up to 3 or 4. Now, the place also has, I think, 3 or 4 assistant ministers, or even more than that. So the cumulative number of 7 to 9 ministers or presidential appointees at the Ministry of Mines. How in the world somebody wants a media institution wants me to believe and wants me to communicate with my audience that Carlos Edison, Assistant Minister for Mines, is the only person that is conspiring with those Chinese to illegally operate a class C license that was acquired by Senator Clifton Duncan. How is that possible? So if that makes sense, let somebody tell me. I will not pay my good friend $2. Is that in a no? That the 2 or 3 deputy minister hands, all the other one not in the know, the other 4 or 5 assistant ministers, they're not in the know. Only Carol Ellison alone interact with the Chinese and protecting the Chinese. One man cannot protect bad things in this country. So if you want to communicate wrongdoings, hey, leave it to the feet or to the authority of the Ministry of Finance to intervene. But to single out one person and say, are they person here protecting and taking money, protecting the Chinese and taking money from him? So he went. The article say, you see, Carol Ellison went to the illegal money site and arrested and raided the site to the extent that the siege under his operation, the siege and excavator. Then he say, one man led a team from Mars Energy to go and raid an illegal mining site. During that raiding operation, they siege an excavator. They didn't tell woman pay. They didn't tell the deputy minister for Mars. They didn't tell the deputy minister for real. Nothing. The deputy minister for operations, they didn't, because this man is an assistant minister who reports to a deputy minister for real. So he sees the machine, he didn't communicate, he didn't report to the deputy minister for real, the deputy minister for operations, the deputy minister for Mars, the deputy minister for operations, the deputy minister for administration. Nobody in and know because there were personnel, there were staff who went on that assignment, that human resource issue. So the deputy minister for administration, the assistant minister for administration, nobody is aware that of the Ministry of Mines and Energy went down there to act under the authority of Carlos Ellison to effect a raid. And the raiding took place. And after the raiding took place, through the raiding process, an excavator was seized. And women pay not even know. All the other ministers, police are not even know. Only one person even know. That does not make sense to me, folks. If that makes sense to you, and open the line, call and tell me say it makes a lot of sense. But it does not make sense. The issue about invested money is a holistic thing. It's a whole cartel. It's a conspiracy of internal and external forces conspiring to illegally mine our diamond and gold from our country and smuggle them out of the country, sell them for huge sums, come back here and pay off peanuts. In some cases, they don't even pay a dime to the in royalty or taxes to the NRA. And we sit down, we feel complacent. You open the telephone lines, now you give chance to certain people, they will call and defend. They will call and defend. But this is the country we have. This is the space that we want to develop. And I think in my mind, the Ministry of Mines will have to put her feet down if she is not in a no a participant of the conspiracy. That's why I say it's too early to start. So I'm not going to re-follow the allegation, the calling names, and all of that because I've not been able to establish contact with the folks at Master Energy, which I will do on the record. Just as I deal with the police, other now the police has not responded to my text. Senior classes, she's not talking to me. I'm told unreliably that they've been instructed not to talk to her and all of that, blah, blah. So she will not talk. She will talk when the time reaches, blah, blah, blah. So that's all we are. But those responsible government officials in the Sabaka government will definitely employ themselves to talk to us. Those who know the true meaning of government leadership, those who understand the true meaning of governance, political governance, they will employ themselves to talk to us, to communicate their programs. There are challenges they go through. Because the people that listen to us, they're not only seditious, they are Liberians. The Liberians that listen to us, we have a mixture of Liberians that listen to us. Some are seditious, some are United Parties, some are ANC people, some are MPP people, some are CNC people. They listen to us. And mind you, not everyone who listens to us, not everyone who listens to us accepts or believes what we say or loves what we say and how we say them. There are some people listening to me right now, they are angry because I'm on the radio blasting. There are some people on the radio tonight listening to me. In fact, if there are some things I'm saying, there are some things I'm being saying about the government tonight. So these some seditious listening are even angry. They vex. Why are you talking about letting people good thing? Don't talk about a good thing. So, as a public official, you should not have a choice. It is not a choice. It's not a privilege for me. Let me come into talk. I'm only serving or providing the platform. This place is serving as a conduit for communication, for you to communicate your programs, your achievements, your challenges to the people who elected Mr. Buffer. So you're not doing me a favor by appearing on my show? No. So to hear some people say, man, you're not going on that mention. You're not going on that mention. You don't go on the people platform. You don't go on the people platform. You are harming yourself, not me. Because the people in government, that's why I always sit down here and say, hey, I have friends in government. Some of the friends that I have in Barack government, some of the people, some people view them as bad. Some people view them as good. That's laugh. The same way, there are some people in the UP government who say, hey, and also, no many can be talking on the radio, helping us. They're helping us, so we have to listen to them at times and act accordingly, even if we do not want to go publicly to acknowledge. You are responsible. And trust me, I'm not going to place a call or a text to senior clerk again for the next 4 years, 6 months, or 7 months as you will serve as police spokesperson. So if you serve there for the next 4 years, 6 months, I'm not going to text her, I'm not going to call her, anything relating to the police. If anybody in the police are available, I reach out to them and they reply me, I will come here and say, yeah, I reached out to the police and they reply. But since she has reached a point where she say, we are not going to communicate anything for the police through Freedom FM, that's or maybe that's our communication strategy. Yeah, maybe that's our own communication strategy. The Freedom FM landing. Eh? So we're not communicating. So, case closed. You can get vexed with the people communication strategy now. If that's a strategy, good. But we will continue to reach out. When the police people do good, we praise them. Do bad, we flog them. But we'll flog them in love. Because the Bible says we should discipline our brothers in love, not with hate. So that's what we'll do. So that's how this money is. So we'll do a lot of reach tomorrow. Even the Senator Peter Doc to know the status, the ownership status of these Class C lessons, because probably he's not in the ownership again. He's not even the owner of the Class C lesson. Whether he applied for it, whether it is him or he's only the owner of the land. We have to know all of these things. And so I think we can stop here on this whole illicit money thing, but to a greater extent on money economic growth. Millions, millions are in the money sector. We as Liberians, we must muster the courage to pressure the government to tap into the potential of the money sector, the money industry. It has a huge potential. And if we cannot pressure the government to tap into the potentials of the money industry, we are far away from economic growth or economic independence. We will continue to be beggars. You run into the Chinese to come here and build you overhead bridge, overhead pass. The Chinese are here eating all the money of gold and iron ore and shipping them, your gold and diamond and shipping them to Turkey and China to sell. And you go back there, go back to them and beg them to spend 1.2 million out of run, you want overhead pass. Where you can put in measure that will prevent or abolish illicit money and tap into the potential and the capacity of Liberian miners, or Liberian companies that can mine the gold and diamond and then have LRA capacity built and expanded to monitor and supervise and be able to collect lawful taxes from Liberian businesses who are involved into the money industry. Money stays right here. It provides jobs. It increases revenue, domestic revenue too. Then it reduces our taste for begging. And when it reduces our taste for begging, it increases our integrity. It increases the morality of our boss outside there in the international community. Go to international conferences, the people are aware, the other participants, our counterparts know that we are not going there to cry, to beg, are going there to speak, to argue, to demand. Because economically, we are performing here. But we leave everything with the foreigners. We don't question them. We don't monitor them. They tell us, we don't want you to monitor what we are extracting from your country. And we accept it. We say, okay, sir. They ship them from our country to go and sell them for millions and billions for our golds and our diamonds. And they come back here and sit and act like we are not benefiting anything from extracting our resources. And in turn, we go back to their country, to their leaders, and beg them to come here and spend 1.2 million dollars to overpass. When we can mobilize the resources here to build that overpass. And we think the Chinese are helping us, or we think the Japanese are helping us, or we think the Americans are helping us. Every day I say to you, I clap my hands every day for Donald Trump's austerity measures, a financial recovery policy. I are celebrating every day for that. It will help us, it will provoke us, it will make us angry. But that, it makes us to move into independence, doing things that will push us into being financially independent. We, we have the natural resources, and we are begging the Chinese to come here and build us $1.2 million overhead pass. And we see that as an achievement. We celebrate it, and we think the Chinese are doing us good. No offense to the Chinese, they are our friends. But we have to be friends with them. They are not doing us good. Do you know how much these people take from this country in money? They money our sin, they money our black thing, they money our gold, they money our diamond. They are shipping our sin, our diamond, our gold, and all of that from this country without paying anything significant. They go and build the economy. They go and increase their business profile on the world market. They add value to their reserve. And we sit down here and start chasing them and begging them for $1.2 million to build one overhead pass, and we celebrating that as an achievement. And we're making reference to President Seri famous quote about our dream scaring us, but we stay chasing $1.2 million overhead and having the people who are paying the share illegally money our own. Folks, it's about time we think what kind of country we want to build, what kind of people we want, whether we want to remain a country that will have the rich versus the poor, and there is no middle class. And we say we're talking economic growth. The economy is stabilized when there is a middle class. You don't have a middle class. How do you stabilize it? The flow of cash gets interrupted because there's no middle class. It affects trade. So we have to put the politics aside at times and talk some of these things with the intention that our leaders will listen. If all of you want us to continue to play politics, no issue. We can come here every night. We talk the politics. There is that government politics. Samuel Cook and Miss JP in Lima. We can talk the politics. How does the politics help our economic recovery process? How does the politics help govern recovery agenda? How does it help to mobilize the Western or domestic revenue for double jala? How does it help? How does the politics increase? How does the politics increase consumer taste? That we want more because we want more. When the consumers want more, the business will make more money. When they make more money, they pay taxes. The LRA is smart. But basic goods and services must be in demand. No, and people can want more. Our purchasing power. You must have the purchasing power. I want drink. I want Henneken. But Henneken, on your lana. You get Henneken up here. Eh? So the people who sell Henneken on you, they will lose. The people who sell club here, they will gain because the more people who drink Henneken, 10% won't drink Henneken, that beer. But only 2% get for Henneken money, 400. The rest of the 8% get for what? Club beer for 200. But I see beer, you will get the same benefit. It's satisfied the same desire. So 8% going for club beer because at 200, the people at the Henneken level, they are losing. They are losing customers. The taxes they were paying before because they're losing customers, they will not pay taxes. They kind of taxes again to LRA. If they have 7 persons working, they will lay off 2 or 3 persons because hey, how many persons can buy anything that again? So demand drop, but they still will be selling us have to drop the price again. So the people at the beer and the club beer and the but when there's a middle class, chores can flow, can be sweet because you have a strong middle class. So nobody go missing that. One of my struggling is say you have to make scale of preference ineffective. The consumers. We have to pressure our government to grow and fix the economy, to make the economy effective and working, that will render scales of preference ineffective. Eh? You understand? Hey, let's pressure the government to make the economy work for all of us. That will render scales of preference, that will render that concept ineffective, not if possible, not applicable. Because people are making choices because resources are always limited. And somebody say, yeah, resources will always be limited. Well, being limited depends on the choice you make, the economic choice you make. So for we're not talking to somebody from me, I'm not going to make no, I'm not talking here. But the point I'm making here is our government has to work. Our government has to listen to people from all sides with different ideas, small ideas, small suggestions, observations, even the criticisms that come from us. Because some of us were here for the next 4 years for criticizing this government. We will critique the performance of the government. Nothing is going to stop us. Nothing. Nothing. But you have to muster the moral high ground, the political will to listen to your critics and extract the good ones, the good observations and suggestions from there, and leave the politics with the politicians. See what's happening in Nepal. I really didn't want to get involved with this in my election, but uh, 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 yeah. This is the black thing I was talking about. Thank you for reminding for sending these pictures. These are the black. Hmm? Yeah. And this one is happening right in my district 17, Broville. And me and DJ Blue are coming in Palawale video are coming to personal with DJ Blue for the people manning the black thing in district 17. See the scene. From the beach, you have them manning the same bags, putting it in pickups, queue of pickups, and exporting them. Our lawmaker is there, the city mayor is there, there are leaders there, community leaders. They're not doing anything. So when you are not taking any action, the people will say, I mean, the people compromise. That's what they will say. These people compromise because you are not taking. Look at the quantity of the black things these people are taking from VOA. Look at the quantity. When Liberia we can sit down here, the Ministry of Mines, they can sit here on a table and develop a program that will keep us manning the black thing and properly monetizing them and or marketing them. Get the right buyers, those in need, so our natural resources do not also get exploited. So they don't land in the wrong hands, in the wrong market. What's wrong with us marketing this potential and getting the right people with the right capacity to come here and man at an industrial level? What happen at people at look at the artisanal manners. Money I was taking rest back, put it in pick up, the export, talking exportation. Exporting should be done at an industrial level. If we're exporting, it means production should be done at an industrial level and be able to create jobs and employ people and pay them good money. And then LRA collects revenue. The government benefit. A few group of talent manager go sit down somewhere, no one or two person say go to the city mayor, or yeah, go to the other person, and they start manning your price. And the entire country is quiet. That the kind of thing now when we thought they say no people now you don't go to the radio station, they frisky, they rule. That area, the friskiness here, this is a rudeness. Our resources are being mismanaged, are being exploited. Certain people, certain places are conspiring to support the illicit mining of our natural resources. When you talk, they say you rude, they say you frisky, they call you name, they insult you. Thank God they were having in District 17. Thank you, my brother, for reminding me. We'll start the conversation tomorrow. We need to shut that beef down and allow the beauty of minds to do what she's supposed to do. So listen to man, Roku guy in listen to him. Listen to your man. Let's talk. Let's conclude the show about politics tomorrow. We'll talk development, we'll talk politics. So listen to your man, Samuel Koga. I promise to be the money only to ask for reach 17. Yeah, okay, appreciate. So it's around 4:45. Maybe 7 out there, I guess another 4,000. That's what I'm waiting. So let's talk. Uh, okay. I think I have a person here that transfer 1 to 3,000 hours too. So there's 3,000 2 persons already. I don't know. Loyalty. So let's see. You see, you're listening to last one. I mean, I don't forget about everything. Who are you? One lucky. One lucky. In one small village. In one small village. Listen to this other video again. Let me play the second video. The main video that I told you I was going to play, let me play it. Okay. Tell you what I want to say tonight. And I leave you.
Between so you see,
Okay. Sorry for the effective. I didn't see that coming. But that's a driver. A driver to Kuga. That's a driver to Kuga's vehicle. We're going to post this video on our page so you'll see. A driver to one of Kuga's vehicle. They had attempts to turn Nima County into chaos. And we're calling on Edith and her supporters not to play to their image or their rhetoric. They want to make the place chaotic that will scare voters from turning out at their different rallies, and that will also push them to their homes on voting day so they don't come out to vote. Focus on the campaign. All we can say tonight a sharp message to two institutions. One institution is inclusive with the international community. Hope they're taking notes and tracking the different violent utterances and also actions that are taking place in Lima under the guise or under the guardian of Samuel Koga's campaign team. The second institution is the Liberia National Police. The police will have to take charge of Lima beginning tomorrow because they, we are receiving a lot besides this deal. You have all of the money, the state sponsor Kennedy has all of the money to spend. No argument about that. Nobody has any issue with that. We do not want or we're no more interested in any level playing field because the field has been plastered with violation, with inaccuracy, with breach of the code of conduct, everything. So forget about that. But there is a key word that you must take into consideration: the peace of our country. Key word: the peace of our country. The police is under moral obligation to ensure that all candidates, all sides of the divide are protected by the state. I listen to, I think it's 107, I think it's Prince, announcing that the two armed police officers are assigned to each of the candidates, which is a good deal. But we're told that Second has people armed men. Where did he take them from? The police need to go in and investigate to ensure that the only people providing security for the candidates in Nima to be assigned or authorized by the police. Where is Koga taking all these gangsters from? The parading with guns behind him and all of that. It renders the police compromised if the police does not act as in the leadership. The police will have to take some action. The police will have to do extensive review or evaluation of the security situation in Lima and take additional steps. If it requires the police beefing up security to the candidates and their campaign managers or their key campaign members, that's good. Because you can protect the candidate and render the campaign managers vulnerable. You render the campaign spokesperson vulnerable. The campaign move from one place to another place. I mean, people are getting the messages of the different candidates and they go home vulnerable. Their homes are vulnerable. So it's always about the big shots. What's about the campaign managers? The campaign spokesperson. They too, don't their safety matter? This means all those people now will have to be confined in one place along with the political or with their political leaders until the elections are over. Because the main campaign they get on board by the chasing. Now, when you living, then you feel do all the penny talking, people talking. And either will go, you will stay there or hey, these are the first coming out of Nima. Police Inspector General very common. And I'm calling your attention to this. It's not late. We still have time to hold a meeting with not only the candidates, but with all the campaign managers together. Bring the campaign spokesperson together. Nima is a densely populated place. And I want to say the other one. But we have to care with caution. I mean, the police must be visibly present. The police must get entrenched into the different corridors of Lima to ensure. I don't know the level of the police intelligence or the one that with NSA to do it or what, but I don't know the police intelligence level But you also need strong intelligence in Nima as well. Now, this brings me to this conversation. We can talk all of the good things about the police. Oh, the police need to be present in Nima, went in there, all of the criminals, all of the information. The police needs to be for intelligence, so all the fun. The question is, where does the police get the money from to beef up intelligence? Oh, Secret Service is doing the intelligence work. Where do they get the money from? The government says she doesn't have the money. How do we expect the police to be effective? Oh, police assign 20 officers to each candidate. Police said, no problem, let the men get available. We have to pay for their daily allowances, we have to pay for their accommodation. Hey, where do we get the money from? We have to pay for accommodation. Give them DSC because we have to sustain them for the next 2 weeks. The election is on the 21st, I think 21st or 22nd. We have to pay for the next 2 weeks accommodation if we must beat up security, the person of security. And not only being candidates, the person of security in the country. So the two sides of it. Police say, where you get the manpower. Y'all want 10 to each, we can give it. Y'all want 5 police officers to all of the voting precincts in Nima, we can do it. But they have to be here. We get transport there, they can't know where they go back. They have to be here. We have to pay for their accommodation, their feeding, they're getting DSA. They leaving their families here. The money has to come, 40 or 50% has to come so they can be able to leave money back home with their families to go into Nima. When you say your argument or the request or demand is reasonable, no, will be reasonable. So the police too, on the other hand, is deploying on the basis of availability of resources. You will not just take the officers and send them into Nima and leave them vulnerable. Where do they sleep? They don't live there. How do they eat? How do they take shower? How do they patrol? The police vehicle will be there for maybe 10, 15 days. You need gasoline or fuel. They have to patrol. You want to invest on intelligence? What do you take the money from to recruit the people? How do you pay the intelligence officer? So you can't have money. Now, next thing, you don't have money. And this, you see, when I announced last night about to all of you, saying, hey, y'all go and read about economic reasoning and have a conversation tomorrow. And, previous discussion on Nima by election. The people all called me, yeah, Carl, that's a good conversation, but you really prepare for this conversation. I said, yes, you really think it's going to resonate with the government, with the government. Because this conversation is not for the ordinary, not for your audience. This conversation is a very important conversation, but it's for stakeholders. One is that they must listen. Two, they must listen to the show. Two, they must master the political will to take action. Because me, I already know what you will listen. Three, he said, I think to some extent or greater extent, the conversation is related because a candidate has been satisfied by the National Elections Commission. The candidate has also been endorsed by the ruling party that is supposed to be fitting in or operating within your conversation about economic reasoning. But the party has already certified a candidate. Next is the incumbent candidate. Next is already the ruling party has already endorsed the man. The vice president is campaigning for us. People like you, but this is why the conversation is important. Then it becomes a campaign message because the man has been certified by NEC. He has been endorsed by the ruling party, so you can't stop him from contesting that. But you can deny him from winning. This is a campaign message. So it becomes a campaign message. Instead of a patriotic or nationalistic message, it would have been prior to his application and certification. Now it is a campaign to the voters and to unite the party voters too in Nima. First thing is, let's say she does not have the net proposal of between 1.2 to 1.3 million dollars. The government started slashing the budget, and I told you last time the security budget was significantly slashed, right? And all of that. Not just that, the government said, hey man, the government said we're not getting money here, oh. So we're giving what is available. We say, okay, the doctors, the nurses, the geologists, the economists, the political scientists, uh, the teachers, the keke men, any profession you find yourself, any career person, anywhere you sit making decision, anywhere in decision making you find yourself, all your decisions, all your decisions should consider the premise of economic reasoning. Whether you make a decision as a politician, you make a decision as a journalist, as a manager, whosoever, minister or what, it should premise on economic reasoning. And there's a reason for that. Because economic reasoning is based on the premise that all the decisions, all the actions, all decisions, all actions that you take as a political leader, a senator, a vice president, all decisions that you take, all actions that you take, economic reasoning says it has cost associated with them. Economic reasoning say all decisions that are taken, all actions that are taken have a cost associated with them. All. And that one, economics, that intellectual thing, you can go on to name. Not just that, not just cost, not just cost, but it comes with ramifications as well. They come with ramifications. And we have to consider the ramifications. So when you go sit down in your condo, you say, okay, go endorse Samuel Koga as the incumbent. Then you have to run an analysis because you can't make decisions in the absence of running analysis. But one year again, uh, something is playing in the background here. I have to, where's the mute button? Uh, uh, I have to, where's the mute button here? Okay, let me mute this. I think it's from, okay, 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 yeah. I think it's from the sound of the computer. I don't know. Okay, okay. So, oh, I got this. So, these decisions come with ramifications. The first thing, the government people arguing this, they put it down the budget for the New by election. We not get money. I spoke a lot about that last night. They ain't get money. If Koga is elected, there's going to be another election in Lima to replace him. So you run your analysis as a government, people sitting down. What do we want? What do we want? Skills, preference, the theory, the concept of skill of preference. What does it say? Matching your value, the value for the decision you're making, or the decisions you made. You've gone on you preferring Koga over Edith or Karesi Yelu or the other person. The government. That's the government trust. The government has killed all of the candidates in Nima. The government say we are preferring Samuel Koga over Dave Gongdo where Garrison Yedu and the other candidates. That's what the government said, right? So the government has made a decision. What informed the government analysis? Not political. They want to say, are politics. So there are things we have to look at. One, even if you say, let's look at opportunity cost, they will talk about the value of the best alternative that UP has made. That Koganan, the value of the best alternative that UP has made in the case on the economic, on the opportunity cost standpoint, that Samuel Koga. In your mind, does Samuel Koga represent the best value? Or does Samuel Koga represent the value for the best alternative? A serious political party will want to see in the legislature, in the Senate. You live in one choice for another choice. The choice you are foregoing should be less important, less impactful, less meaningful than the choice you are going for. That choice, like that person you are making, that choice you are making should be better. Because you live in this one for this one. It means you should always leave a worse choice or a better choice. You should always go for a better choice. Koga, Edith, and Harrison, because those are the three candidates we are hearing in a race, the three high rounders. Koga, Harrison, and Edith. Does Koga represent the best? Does Koga represent the value of the best alternative between the three? The answer is no. The answer is no. Why no? What kind of senator was Prince Johnson? What kind of senator does UP want? What kind of senator for Nima does UP want? UP wants an influential person for Nima to be senator, just as Prince Johnson or close to Prince Johnson. Does Koga present that quality? The answer is no. Koga does not present a better quality in terms of influence in Nima. So, going for him cannot be valued as the best alternative to Yelu and Edith. He can't be valued. The second point is UP already has Jeremiah Kun in Nima that is considered the godfather. He's the vice president. Not supporting Samuel Koga. How does that take away the popularity, and image, and integrity of the United Party in Nima? Value for the best alternative. We're matching, we analyze the value of Samuel Koga as the best alternative. That's the political side. Because you say, oh, Samuel Koga, our man, for MDR supported everything. But he's replacing somebody. Does Koga have the influence, the capacity to influence vote between Joe Blaga and John Weah, or between Jeremiah Kun and John Weah in Nima? If Jeremiah Koga is Koga influential in Nima than Jeremiah Kun? The answer is no. So if Jeremiah Kun is influential than Koga, why do you need a Koga as senator that will pose additional unnecessary financial burden on the government? When Jeremiah Kun can lead his own campaign in Nima against George Weah in 2029, why do you need a Koga? Why do you need to run the government into extra cost for a situation that you already that should already be controlled by you. If Koga is an influencer, why is Jeremiah in Inima for an influential man compared to Prince Johnson? Why is the vice president there? Because the vice president is insignificant. Is that influential? That's why the UP folks are running behind him. They didn't have to endorse Koga. Koga got no argument. Koga has no debate that will influence support for the Unity Party in the Senate. It's time to debate political issues in the Senate. UP already has the Senate in control of the Senate. Koga not going, it doesn't take anything away from the Unity Party. Except the UP tell me that she's losing control of Yomi Kanga Lawrence. Except the UP tell me that she's losing control of Dara Zedon. Except the UP tell me that she's losing control of Prince Moyi. Except the UP tell me that she's losing control of the other guy for Nina, Yan Troyon. Except the UP tell me that she's losing control of Daba Fablan. Except the UP tells me that she's losing control of Bodo Kane. Except the UP tells me that she's losing control of all the people in the Senate who are supporting her. Now, assuming in worst case that UP is losing all those people, Yombi, Delon, Primoy, that Samuel Koga is able to replace or fit in or fill the gap to push or agenda in the Senate that he is losing grip or losing control of Delon, Yombi, Primoy, Yan Toyen, Tapa Fabla, Bodo Kane, and you bring a Koga to kind of fill in that gap for you. Hey, your fast sense is your thing. So you bring Koga now to fill in the gap. That Koga will fill in that gap. He can fill in that gap. I would have thought that people will say, Edith supported us before, especially Joe Parker. Edith supported us before. There's not I don't declare a support for anybody or support Edith. And leave me to make a decision. Because you want somebody who will influence the debate, influence decision in the Senate on your behalf, not necessarily to wear your party t-shirt. Because it's called bipartisan decision. You test that now, Edith wins the election, she comes to the Senate, you're not going to have support. She's not loyal to you. Ruling party make a decision. She's not loyal to you. She presents a huge potential for the Unity Party. She's an independent candidate. She could have gone in there and help you to push your agenda. She's a good communicator. She's a good lobbyist. She's able to work with Mapi Gonope Nima to help to rally women support for Jeremiah. But you've divided the country now. The most popular female in Nima County is Edith. And she and the vice president are not in good terms now. And the vice president wants to be president 2029. And you depend on it. You need the most popular female in Nima to campaign for him. Koga leaves, assuming Koga wins the election, the election in his district, then all of them is running here and go produce a representative that will go in that capital building here and go in your. So the consequences of the decision you all have made, they are going to turn you tomorrow. So at the end of the day, the UP gains nothing. Because if Koga is elected, the UP will get all the people say, yeah, you put all the vote. When it comes to critical discussion or debate on critical issues, Koga presents nothing. He's lazy. He's weak. He presents nothing. So that whole reason was poor. That decision was poor. And we can go on. We're just talking about the economics of call it incentives and opportunities, incentives and responses, all of that. But again, benefit. We just spoke about is the your institution. How does Koga go to capital building? How does it help the party in 2029? How does it help Koga camp? The street Koga has is in his electoral district. The person that is going to win that by election, if he is elected senator, will not be a pro UP person. Koga as a senator will be subjected to the influence of the vice president in Lima. If Koga agrees to be subjected or does not agree to be subjected to the influence of the vice president, here, Jeremiah come start fighting war. Because Koga is an elected man. So two of them come start fighting war. He will not understand that the man is the vice president. He will say, Koga, I mean, cool, I'm picking. So he's supposed to listen to me. Besides that, he doesn't die. The thing is crying all to me as the godfather of the country. So as senator and brother to I'm a senator, I'm a big brother to Kun, and then I'm the godfather for the country. So Kun's supposed to listen to me just as he was listening to Prince Johnson. And we'll start beating two of them, then you benefits nothing. Kun benefits nothing. Nima lives in chaos. And then what do you do at the end of the day? Who's thinking for you? And I see my man from UP running around with Koga PTA. But I want to be president with people. So that Koga damaged himself. I mean, Jeremiah could damage himself. That's all happening. So there is nothing here for UP people to celebrate about endorsing Koga. There's nothing to celebrate. In my mind, the UP should not have even gone into Nima to go and endorse somebody. They should not have gone there. But again, when people start to feel too over powerful and over influential, that's when they lead themselves into making bad decisions or wrong choices. I'm rich, I can spend any money I want to spend. It goes up. Who get it? 250,000. You pay. Who get it? Guess what? They motel. 125,000. Who you pay? The show of strength unnecessarily without proper analysis. You just spend it because you get the money. How buying a hotel? Influence. How is it going to impact you? How is it going to increase your wealth? How is it going to increase your wealth? How is it going to increase your revenue? How many people live here to lose guest house here? How many people in the residential place who will come using like motel in a residential place? They pay us a motel. Why is it shut down? You didn't ask question. Why the place a motel and it got shut down? That you coming to buy and start running, investing your money in that. If you didn't buy it, 1,000 after 2-3 months, nobody can count it. You spending money on electricity, spending money to station, spending money to clean, to get it clean, you're taking beds, buildings, towels, and the water washing machine you have, you realize that you're spending more and getting nothing, you shut the place down to 125,000 and you run even. So you made an arrogant decision only because you had the cash to spend. But you did not do proper analysis to know how is that cash spending that cash buying that property, how is it going to influence your income? How is it going to increase your income? How is it going to put your business investment, your investment? You didn't do any analysis, just spend the money because that's the case with Samuel Koga. Koga is going to be a complete political disaster to Jeremiah presidential campaign, presidential bid in 2019. Mark this. Chris is listening. This post on the show, Chris will cut this post on the show and keep it. Samuel Koga is going to be a complete political disaster and distraction to Jeremiah in 2029. Mark it. We'll go to the telephone house and pick us. We'll go to the telephone and pick us. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104 are the numbers to call and be a part of the show. Again, 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. These are the numbers to call and be a part of the show. The WhatsApp number is active on +231 886 500 104. Let's talk to the first person. I don't know why people can always be on this number, or they can be try on the other number. Hello? Oh, no, you have to switch your monitor off.
Hello.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine. Let's hear you. 30 seconds.
Yeah, thank you. I listened to your discussion. But I don't know, what was good for you guys yesterday today don't look so good. I think the thing Jeremiah did when Chris was and supported Jeremiah and sent him into that country. And after he was not in West School, they left the government was supporting him and he won elections there and the space was free to give for the next elections. They say that the African don't say you are doing wrong. You know the support of the Jeremiah, but today now you do have to support you somebody of their choice in the case of problem today. Anyway, that's not
No, don't go. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. Did you follow the discussion?
problem.
Okay. No, we have to. I want us to have a conversation now. Then go. I can't understand the people. You say you are here to rescue. Then when we're talking about things that are supposed to be rescued, then you won't say you did it too. Eh? Musa Brother, yeah, Musa Brother from the US. They are saying, hey, you did it too. We did it and you're wearing a campaign against us doing it. Come back now and stop doing it. Then you are doing the same thing. So it means you just fool the people to vote against we are for nothing. Musa, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Oh, my brother, I've seen a long time. Call you. How you doing?
We're fine, yeah. We're fine.
Okay. First of all, let me say thank you for upholding this tender. You know, in time like this, there where you can see people who rise up and position them and put themselves as people of standard. When they are not careful, they fall by the wayside. But you guys have stood up tall among all the journalists in the Republic of Liberia that today in Liberia, no, even with this present government, would not say Austin, Abu, Ibrahim Gossapin, Honorable Kumar, this is where they have gone. This is what they have done. They have tried to look evidence. They have tried to do what they can do, but there's nothing you guys. So I would just want to say thank you. But this is my question to the people of Nimba, most especially the Dio tribe, our brothers and sisters that are from Nimba. Is this not the same Samuel Cooper? Your and every time the elders will call him and lay him down on the Prince Johnson feet to say sorry for insulting Prince Johnson? Is this not the same man? Is this not the same man that is insulting Prince Johnson when Prince Johnson had the first political party? And was that Koga then to destroy that party? Is this not the same Koga? Is this not the same Koga that Prince Johnson represented and when he turned around and insulting Prince Johnson? Can this take the place of Prince Johnson? Nima, I'm asking you guys question. Let's leave politics aside. Because Koga is depending on tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Tradition takes that. Jeremiah is saying vote on tradition. Does tradition and you insult your elder? So when your elder die, you force him when he dies, you take his place. Is that tradition? Nima Kante. It will go back in the power book. Can we bring Koga and say he can represent something? We actually ask the question. Has from the time Koga entered the House of Representatives, ask yourself the question before you talk about it. The people of the Dio tribe.
The people who call Prince Johnson, you call Prince Johnson a scary rebel, a scary soldier. The Prince Johnson was saying that he one when he had people in the every spot he talk, he say that he liberated people, he liberated. See Koga man, we trying to get how we call him.
Koga man. So today you build a monument in his honor to deceive the people. Our people ask yourself the question. When Koga entered the House of Representatives, what have been the tangible that Koga have brought back to Nima campaign? Even including his own district. Ask yourself the question. Koga have been spearheading all the removal of speakers. He has never been on the path of this land. Ask yourself the question, Nima campaign. When we put the man as senator, what will he do for us after he been represented for almost 30 years? Ask yourself the question, Nima campaign.
Thank you,
with you guys. A leave with you people. Oxygen are speaking. Abu speaking. Abraham is speaking. The rest of the guys are speaking. We are pointing out to the truth. The same truth we point out to 2023. You're being accepted. It is the same truth we're now being pointed out to. When it comes to Stone Koga, he being in the country.
They will come back again, bro. Thank you.
If you vote right, thank you.
Thank you. They will come back. Marxism will take you last. Let's take football callers. They will take you Marxism last.
Yeah. So this time around, I prefer to call you Mr. Manager.
I'm not manager.
But what I know from my knowledge.
Oliver Kahn is a player manager for Freedom FM, not Austin Kawan.
Okay. This is Ken. I call for Jacob Stein.
Welcome, my brother.
Thank you always for the opportunity. Permitting us to have this agreement on it. I still in my politics. I have friends and associates in my. I've been talking to them, and I noticed that the Lima party is completely traditional. I think it is only a good thing that we create a spirit of independent people being on the market, that the people the voters and voting based on that platform. I don't think in a way other candidates campaign on tradition or on a political. You should have a clear message manifesto that the people can go to the poll and elect you.
But Kuka doesn't have Kuka people say John Wappi and he can contest over America. He the 1 year, he two then he started he the godfather, he get all the crown, all the peace, all the crown, all the hat on for him.
Well, yeah, it's not this. Let me express it. The CDC being for political party, opposite political party, and former president, we have to stay out of the political landscape. Now, this is a very crucial election. The CDC cannot have and put the head of a candidate, not race for behind the scene, who will support the Congo, who will support or the other guy, and so forth. But as a political party, opposition political party, President, we are left the topic for long. You now need to come in the space and okay, this or can it so this person now what you got strict on having the action. So a credit tells you that those guys don't have the strength to get anymore.
No, I don't know what you're having. If you say having, there's no official position or statement. But the fact that there is an official statement telling you these three candidates represent the part of the opposition community. Go to the ballot box and select color of your choice. But they represent the face of the part of the opposition bloc. That's what the party said. So if you are an opposition in Lima and you want to vote an if you are an opposition in Lima and you want to vote an opposition, go and see them on the opposition candidate and vote for one. That's what they say to you. Thank you. With the 2 words, they will take massive. Hello.
Good evening, brother.
Good evening to you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Get away from them.
Yeah, I will do.
Okay.
You getting me now?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Our policy country has been we are a visual team. Our place they go our doing this women have to be away.
No, don't get it wrong. Nobody is criticizing Kuka. We are rational last year. You tell the people say you go, you not get money. They say Kuka go this territory. You move on there, you go raise food again, and can you go buy it to replace it. But even though you not get money. So the people in Nigeria, your teachers in England are waiting for salary. Your schools that don't have stationery. You consider what it? What's the money by election? They say tradition. Okay, so yeah, so that's why it has to stop. That's what we're saying. Stop it because it have been happening. Let's stop it. And stopping it means rescue it. Hello, let's hear you.
Yeah, hello. I
I'm fine. Let's go to the point. Let's hear you. Chief.
Yeah, money, Jackie. 1 million US follower of the Bank of Nigeria.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for your support on that discussion. You see, bro, I think that you see. There's people that the same thing that was running all around here. Oh, they pull a condo, and the same thing they can drink. When you want that, if you want it, hey, I said you do it.
Yeah.
No one will do it. You said you will come and do it. Then what is it of you? You vow for the power. You are not supposed to go there. Because you know what it is the law. Doing everything. When you want to, you say, oh, yes, I do it. Say, my sister will do it. I want to let you out of the market people. Jeremiah, the big and
Senator Johnson.
yes, the beginning. Because this other people that are down there, he went and wait another day, and he started the man. Okay, and Jeremiah, President,
Vice President. Vice President.
what you did to him today, I do not know him.
Thank you.
Never will do to him. And so, yeah, so you benefit from it and you training. So, it goes to that to a safety today. And so, I went up and in my dad for you can anything.
Thank you very much. You know, the TV is Man CC. Go ahead. You have the last call of the night.
Yeah, thank you. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, I saw you talking about
You hear that? See you.
no, I will because you can actually on the truth.
One day we'll be here. We'll see.
One
One day we'll be here. We'll see.
from me, you are here, who see from me. We got you. Guess it would be. I'm not a fellow who see, but you actually on the truth. I was saying, the Pula no. Supposed to eat over anybody for a matter. It doesn't mean anything. But what was the call of you're talking about when you go down for the public. So they are hoping today. We see that never got it. The code of honor the way Christian. You understand? They said it was made job to a block made job to all he must be. You can't be made. You can't be made.
Are you calling all him up here?
My boss, no,
Oh, okay. No. You're not the person that always be. No. When I lie, you say,
Okay, Sarah,
yeah.
what trying to say who's who could Kennedy? What was saying for everybody who said the independent Kennedy who support it. Now we know what we don't have what we don't have what we as a citizen, as a citizen party. We show up the public that the son of this house are there. We don't have what we say.
No. Yeah, Master Z, we review we'll file on the complete of the board and review the performance on the show. Man, if we require the okay, I will take Edmond Carr as the last caller instead of Master. Edmond, you are our last caller. Will reach protocol to take you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the effort, brother. The Unity Party guys are acting as if they can do anything. They gotta have to say they are going to be in power forever. Because they could have do things that they were talking about here. I saw in the tour yesterday, carry on who all were there to endorse Fuga as the area. You see, I told you. The same thing we put aside yesterday. The same thing that you guys talking about some of the people that are taking them out
other people you said they were having CDC teacher, they were having CDC care, participating in electoral activities, so you move them from the position. Here are your position, they are landlord, campaigning for Koga.
Mhm.
And to the new market people, look, this election, if you vote ever vote for Koga in this coming election, meaning all of the things that Senator Johnson went through before he passing, you guys enjoy it, you agree with the Waka people to treat him the way that they treated him. Even to the extent that if the law will come and boast that Senator Johnson will cry on him to allow the doctor to get job. Can you imagine? Men that push their interest to make you president of the country, you push it aside, you will no longer get to him. So if they want to pay them that what they did to your grandfather, remember, we talk about sick grandfather that will kill people who are here, you already have a job. You save the country of that other expensive. Already, you say has gone down, you are supporting election if the money president, the money is not coming. If you vote for Koha, meaning will be going for another bad election to spend another money. The government don't have money, they don't have priority. That is the reason why they have been using the resources of the country. So please, take everyone the candidate, the opposition candidate, and vote for them so that you can save the country, all of the unnecessary spending, and so that Prince Justin can rest in his grave. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Thanks to all of you who call in. Thanks to all of you who played your listening role. Thanks to all of you who can here watching along with us. Thanks to those who help us in producing this edition of the show. We shall be back at tomorrow by God's grace.
Indeed, and now you need it.
You know, the whole we're done a show on
It frustrates us.
well, again, we go to our church 6 to 8 again.
Why does you feel? Why does you allow your tendencies to be?
But whatever the case, we shall be back at tomorrow by God's grace. Until we see you tomorrow, do have yourselves pleasant moments in your respective areas. My name is Austin Kawa. Bye bye.